Yep, it's fall. And at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, you know exactly what that means. There's a lot that goes into making Game Day happen. It's a group effort, and with tens of thousands of fans who come to support the Vols, it takes work done by multiple departments on campus and several from the city of Knoxville itself. So since we're here, let's take a closer look at one of the best teams at UT. No, not that one. I mean, they're good. But let's take this back. We are Facility Services. We are the largest non-academic department on campus, and we help keep campus running, especially during football season. We cover everything from utilities to landscaping, from custodial to maintenance, from recycling to procurement of supplies, and a whole lot more. We're one of the largest groups working the UTK football games, and it's safe to say the games wouldn't happen without us. Or at least, they'd be a lot less fun for the fans. We serve campus 24/7, and for us, Game Day doesn't start at kickoff. In fact, our work begins before football season even starts. Two main priorities for Facility Services are making sure Neyland Stadium is safe, sanitary, and in good repair, and making sure our staff who will be working the games know what's going on. Facility Services kicks off August with Game Day training, where everyone gets a rundown on how we support campus during football games. And every last group needs to know the game timelines, what items are and aren't allowed, and even how to assist if a major storm hits and the entire stadium full of people needs to shelter or be evacuated. In Neyland Stadium itself, our maintenance and utilities workers are already underway, making sure everything works the way it's supposed to. Utilities will be inspecting water heaters, chillers, and air handling units and checking storm and sewer drains. Updated lighting may be installed in some spaces. Like these fixtures are being changed to a power-saving LED light in a stylish silver finish. And of course, every light needs to work. Some of them are just harder to get to than others. And because it's been a few months since the bathrooms were used, help is recruited throughout Facility Services for the Big Orange Flush, where we spend a few minutes flushing as many toilets in the Neyland bathrooms as we can, all at once, to simulate a game day experience. It gives our crews a chance to locate and fix any problems before the fans arrive. The week of the game gets even busier. Gone are the days when football was just a couple of teams crashing around on the field. Today's sidelines are a mind-twisting web of cables and equipment and electricity, so our electrical crews have to make sure all power needs are met while keeping walkways clear of potential traps and trip hazards. Throughout the rest of the stadium, our service aides are working hard on getting bathrooms cleaned, sanitized, and stocked with paper products, and making sure other areas are maintained as needed. Welcome to the club level at Neyland Stadium. These particular seats outside the club level need to be wiped down before every single game to keep them in good shape. Wonder where you get a football-shaped table. With several games happening throughout the season, food disposal is inevitable. Recoverable food is collected and donated to missions around the Knoxville area, but sometimes the food is not recoverable, like these expired hot dog buns. Ew. Our waste warriors from Sustainability, however, try not to waste a thing, so Mount Bread here is getting sent to the compost facility, where it will spend the next 6 months turning into garden compost, and then we can put it on some flower beds, which will keep the campus looking nice for next football season. It's the circle of life, but all these buns have to be debagged first. This is gonna take a minute. It's not just the stadium itself, however, that needs all the work. The buildings and grounds around Neyland will also fill up with fans and vendors on game day, so landscape services, roll out. UTK is rightfully known for its beautiful landscaping, but game day requires a little extra attention. Lawns need to be mowed, flower beds need to be tidied up, tree branches need to be pruned and hauled off, and Vol Village needs, well, a potty trailer. Yeah, those are portable toilets. And they've got to be right up next to the Student Services Building. Enter the Landscaping Heavy Equipment Unit. Did I mention they do this before every home game? Remember, kids, our heavy equipment operators are professionals. Do not try this at home. Unless you are one of our heavy equipment operators, then yeah, man, knock yourself out. Landscape Services is more than just pruning and impossible feats of heavy machinery. If it's outside on campus, our landscaping units are probably taking care of it. This includes covering and locking down all the garbage cans within 150 feet of the stadium perimeter. It's a safety barrier and an important component of security. Any trash receptacles within that 150 feet must be locked down or moved. That includes about 10 dumpsters, by the way. The garbage and recycling dumpsters within that 150 feet must be picked up, driven out some distance, and set back down outside the safety barrier. However, people are still going to need to dispose of recyclables, so to keep the grounds clean, our waste warriors are back and fitting clear garbage bags into these lightweight blue frames. These will be located at the various entrances to the stadium, where they'll stay highly visible and be monitored by those working the gates. In the meantime, back at Vol Village, about 125 single-stream recycling bins are being dropped off at the various tailgater tents. This recycling will be collected throughout and toward the end of the game. Each tent will also get its own trash can. One of the last things to happen on the day before game day is another security feature. Lock and key services goes to every exterior door to buildings all around Neyland Stadium and changes the locks. This prevents anyone who may have door keys to those buildings from opening them up on game day, letting in a bunch of fans, and maybe accidentally trashing the place. So because those buildings need to stay clear, our locksmiths spend 2 to 3 hours the evening before the game switching out the cores on those locks, which then have to be changed back the day after the game. The temporary cores are even color-coded based on level of access. Work on game day starts several hours before kickoff, which can change depending on the game. Those working in the stadium will generally meet up about 4 hours before the game and grab either breakfast or lunch depending on when kickoff happens. After a quick informational meeting, everyone heads out to the shuttle vans for transport over to the stadium. At Neyland, each unit heads to its assigned areas and gets to work. Our maintenance workers get busy moving the mobile barriers into specific areas around the stadium. These barriers will prevent vehicles from using the road space, leaving the area clear for pedestrians, the Vol Walk procession, and the band to move through. These things don't mess around. They can stop a car if they have to. Our service aides start moving through all levels of the stadium and collecting trash the vendors have already managed to accumulate, and generally making sure everything is clean and ready to welcome the fans. Neyland Stadium is the 5th largest stadium in the United States, boasting nearly 102,000 seats. And when it's full, that makes it basically the 7th largest city in the state of Tennessee. And that's not even counting the tailgaters out on campus. This many people on our turf means Facility Services works closely with UTPD, the National Weather Service, Knoxville Utilities Board, UT's Office of Emergency Management, and many others to keep everything running smoothly. In addition to supporting the Emergency Operations Center, we also have representatives in the command post at Neyland, located somewhere, here? There? It's somewhere. We also have one group dedicated solely to Firewatch for the entire game. See, here's the deal. Fire in a football stadium is widely regarded as a bad thing. So when an alarm goes off, we need to quickly identify whether the threat is serious or not. I can literally smell that picture. Enter our highly visible Firewatch friends. They are stationed in various places and levels around the stadium, and if an alarm at the panel goes off, they have 180 seconds to get through the fans to the location of the alleged fire to confirm or stand down. If they can't get there in time or the threat of fire is real, it's possible entire sections of Neyland would have to be evacuated. Literally nobody wants that. That's what I thought. Thanks, Firewatch. So as the fans fill up the stadium, the service aides are already at work in bathrooms, public and concession areas. The recycling and garbage bins are in place, maintenance and utilities are on standby, and even sanitation safety has reported in case we wind up with a pest problem, like that one time a possum tried to sneak into the game. However, security is tight and he didn't have a ticket, so yeah. Let's play some ball.
Take on the world. We're gonna take on the world. Standing up tall. We gotta make it our own. No waiting around. Winners would never look down. No one can stop us. We got it. The future is right in our hands. Give it 100%. Take on the world.
So the Vols are owning the field, the fans are enjoying the game, and everything is going really well, except when it's not. Thanks to the signs scattered around the stadium, staff and fans can help us figure out when there's something that needs to be addressed. An issue is reported to the command post. Our representatives in the command post send the info to the correct unit, and we leap into action. Probably not quite that aggressively. Well, maybe. It could be something as simple and critical as a concession stand losing power to its equipment. Or some of the temporary equipment set up specifically for game day needs a little tweaking. Or sometimes there's a sink that suddenly decides to stop, sinking. Occasionally an issue comes in that's more urgent in nature. Like this one that caused our plumbers to emerge from the creepy depths of Neyland Stadium. They are relentless and focused, and nothing shall stay them from their appointed jobs. Except maybe the entire Tennessee Volunteers football team. A little examination, a little repair, a few questions, bit of a sideline conference, and everything is good to go. Good job, plumbers. In the meantime, athletics and building services is, well, everywhere, including the Vols locker room, which gets tidied up when the players head back out on field. Up around the stands, our service aides are continuing the relentless march of garbage by filling up the dinosaurs, relining the bins, stopping to answer questions, and then heading out to the dumpsters. You remember the dumpsters that had to be 150 feet away from the stadium? Yeah, those dumpsters. Every bag and piece of garbage gets walked out and put in the appropriate dumpster. And then it's back up the ramp to pick up where we left off and do it again. You know what our service aides call this? An easy day. This game isn't that crowded. There's actually room to move. Speaking of being on the move, outside the stadium, the Packer Parade is in full swing. This is when sustainability takes the Packer truck around to all the locations where single-stream recycling was collected, the blue frames are emptied out, and everything goes into the truck. Back inside, the game marches through the quarters and downs and buckets of popcorn with appropriate festivities. And the fans begin planning the journey back to their cars, which means we need to get rid of those barriers we put out earlier. And so, another epic night for the Vols and their happy, die-hard fans slowly draws to a close, knowing soft pillows and sweet rocky-top dreams await. Yeah, we're not done, because there was this, and that, and even despite that. Earlier, I said, if it's outside on campus, our landscaping units are probably taking care of it. And that's who you'll find on campus at 6 a.m. the morning after the game, equipped with garbage bags, trash pickers, and a few headlamps. Garbage is collected in various vehicles and taken out to the dumpsters at Steam Plant Hill. It usually takes several hours to clean up campus, depending on how exciting the game was. But by the time Monday rolls around, you'd never even know there was a game over the weekend. And the next week, or for the next game, we do it all again. If it is true, as all volunteers know it is, that one that beareth a torch shadoweth oneself to give light to others, you'd be hard-pressed to find a group of people that model this better than the dedicated employees of facility services. over 600 strong and made up of some of the university's greatest fans. This 24/7 organization takes the safety, cleanliness, and beauty of campus very seriously. Leading through service, putting others first, and proud of the work we do, on game day and every day. To all those visiting campus, welcome to Rocky Top, and go Vols! UTK Facility Services, the other best team on game day.